I live in the United States where we have one of the highest divorce rates in the world. We also have the highest rates of obesity. I actually think those are two related problems. Why? In a lot of other places around the world, people don't feel any sort of guilt or shame for not being married, and so marriage and divorce rates are very low, and people are accepted for whoever they love, right? In a lot of other places, only in America do we have this idea that just because somebody loves somebody in a different way, they love somebody of the wrong skin color, the wrong gender, only in America does that become a problem, right? In most other places around the world, people are lucky just to have work to do. We don't then have the capacity to then worry about our colleagues, right? They're happy to have work to do. They're happy to have food to eat. Here in the United States, we're overprivileged to the point that we get to pick who we work with, right? And so we're not accepted for who we love. And so what do we turn to get love? Food. And I really think we could solve both of these problems in one go by appreciating what we have and not judging, right? So I was watching a documentary in Chicago. They used to have, I would love to live in it if our culture supported it, but they used to have SRO apartments, single residency occupancy, similar to a hostel when I traveled to Taiwan. The difference is that here in the United States, we hold so much judgment against people who live alone. Now, places like that tend to be in disrepair. What do those people turn to? They turn to drugs for their love because their own love is not being accepted by the outside world. And that's just sad. That's sad. I'm getting ready to move out of the Seattle area because here in Seattle, everything is so macho around the family. I feel sissy when I go to work or when I go to a social outing. Anyway, and fortunately, I recognized that had I gone down the path I was going down 2 years ago before the pandemic, you remember how overweight I was. It wasn't even that, I wasn't that overweight, but I was headed toward being very overweight. And fortunately, the pandemic has been much more accepting of my love life than the normal world ever would have been, right? Alright, so there's I think divorce and obesity are much more related than we like to admit.